On the topic of sexual orientations and how religion views those orientations in Mexico. It's a really controversial topic because throughout the history of religion in Mexico, it has not, and talking about especially a Catholic religion, it did not accept it uh, for the longest time. It was not viewed as something good. It was actually an abomination, and it has to be. It has to be. This is due to section in the Bible that talks about sexual orientation and how it was viewed as an abomination. For example, in the book of Leviticus 18:22, it commands that a man should not lie down with a man. And another, and a story that is attached to that is what happened to the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, that their sexual orientation had gotten out of hand, that even God had to intervene and burn it down, annihilating every single being. We're talking about men, women, children, and even animals. Only a few escaped. Those that escaped were people that, according to the Bible, did not have any of those sexual deviations or sexual orientations compared to the people in Sodom and Gomorrah. So those beliefs are still alive today in many religious groups throughout Mexico. They do not accept um, sexual deviations or any sexual preference that people may have different from the, the stipulated natural one, which is man and a woman, opposite sex. So religion has not viewed that as something good. Actually, it has viewed that as something sinful. Back in the day, it was it was punishable. It deserved capital punishment. But uh, religious views have been toned down throughout time, and we can see that today. We can see that now people are being allowed to come into church and worship. In most Christian church, that is acceptable. It is acceptable that a person with with different sexual attractions come into church and be a member and participate in worship. One of the things that they're not allowed though is to participate in ceremonies like the taking of the bread and wine, or becoming a helper in the church, or becoming a pastor. They do get tell that their the living ways, or the way they portray themselves, or the way they live behind closed doors is sinful, and they need to change their ways. But now they're more acceptable, they're more tolerated, um, but they're not still not allowed to participate in say certain um, religious ceremonies, and I don't think that's gonna change as long as the Bible dictates it. That's not gonna change. And now, before, religious views were that uh, sin and sinner were equally shameful, but now they change it, and now they see it that the act is still sinful and shameful, but the person is not. The person needs to be loved, needs to be accepted. And yes, this is not a view in all religions, but it's something uh, that has been seen more often than before, and And this is something positive, something good, because I think every single human being deserves to the right of worship, just like they deserve the right to life. And this is something that we need that needs to be embraced to a point that people are not cataloged as an animal, but as a human being.